Greenery devoured the marble remains of the temple. Jungle surrounded us from every corner, but we couldn't escape that way. The temple was built on elevated terrain, and the only safe way down was the stairway past the entrance. Or you could shift and fly us down, I said. Adam was a hybrid, which meant he was a badass mage who could use a variety of magic, including shifting. Hybrids were rare, but not impossible to find, though Adam was the only one in existence who could shift into a phoenix. Never again. He sounded like my suggestion of riding a giant bird, composed entirely of sharp claws and magical fire, was a bad idea. It's been a month. Your control has increased, but you still need to learn to rely on your magic. It's a habit. My control had increased, but not enough to dispel my wariness of casting anything. I didn't want to cause too much damage. Plus, I was scared someone would pick up on my magic signature and learn what I was, that Adam would figure it out and hate me. An orange blur leapt over my head and landed before us. The tiger growled, his teeth longer than my fingers and his fur standing on end. His two brothers joined him a moment later, followed by the temple guardians. Embalmed here to serve as protectors in the afterlife, the guardians looked like dried-out corpses. Their faces were sucked in, leaving darkened holes where their features should have been. Ancient Grecian armor adorned their bodies, the once glorious ornaments, now little more than rusted metal and ripped leather. The spears they carried were still sharp, however, though not as sharp as the tiger's teeth. Adam cracked his neck. "Showtime." "No," I said, reaching for my sword anyway. My fingers grasped air, and I growled. Adam confiscated my weapon whenever we trained together. It was enchanted to appear in my hand if I summoned it back with the ring I wore, but only within a certain range. "Clear the entrance and let's get out of here." "Sophia." "Tigers are endangered. We shouldn't be killing them." "Right now, we're endangered," he said, shooting me a firm look. "If you really care, just knock them out." How would he feel if I knocked him out? Wind swirled around my fingertips, making my pulse race. Usually my magic came out in destructive bursts, giant waves of fire or wild tornadoes. But thanks to Adam, I learned to keep things small. Unfortunately, I wasn't good at finding a middle ground. My attacks were usually either pure destruction or love taps. I eyed the feeble structure sheltering us. Most of the temple had succumbed to the jungle, but there was still a good chunk of ceiling. If I hit too hard, the shockwaves could cause it to collapse on us. The tigers were tired of waiting, their bodies dipping into a pounce. Without a second thought, I shot a burst of wind at them. The concentrated air hit one of the tigers, and it flew back, crashing into the guardian behind it. A moment later, they both got up and shook themselves off. "Not enough power," Adam said, his fingers reaching out to brush against mine. I fought the urge to hold his hand. "It's either not enough or too much." "You're scared." "Obviously." "Don't be." "Thanks," I ground out. "All better." "You're too in your head." His eyes were trained on the giant beasts growling at us. "Magic is a part of you. It's natural. Let it flow according to—" "Your will," I finished. "You've been saying that all month." "Yes, but we haven't been in danger all month. I notice you work better under pressure." "Yeah, I think I made that clear whenever you kicked my ass." Adam had been training me at his home, a private estate in France, where no one could walk in on us. We did a lot of sparring. I'd improved quickly under the threat of deadly ice spears and fireballs being hurled at my face, but my fear of hurting him hindered more progress, so he'd always come out on top. I gulped, as images of Adam being on top entered my mind. "Should I run toward the tigers?" My head snapped toward him. "What? No!" "You saved me before. You can do it again." "Are you insane?" I cried. "In case you forgot, I summoned a tornado last time. That'll bring this place down." He shrugged and took a step forward. "Then don't summon a tornado." The tiger bristled further at Adam's movement. Before I could stop him, he ran toward their snapping teeth. I screamed and reached for him, a tunnel of concentrated wind shooting from my outstretched palm. All three tigers flew over the garden.